Dan, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? You all right?
Fantastic, thanks. Hey, thanks for being with us today. This is kind of a last minute for me at least. I'm sure you had a little bit of warning that you guys are going to be doing this radio tour.
Well, thank you for jumping in. Thank you for chatting.
Of course. And it was kind of last minute we got this announcement. You guys are going to be doing a new song. Now, I have to admit, I haven't kept the closest tabs on Bastille, but kind of a little surprise that you got this song out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, we've been working away on our new album for the last 5 months, and it's always quite satisfying to have a quick turnaround. And yeah, this song just kind of, we finished it and put it out straight away because we're just excited to have music out there, man. Yeah. Yeah,
kind of a little different turn of events from your last album. I felt there was a lot more anticipation as far as from the music industry side, where we knew you were working on stuff, and it was more of a constant just be like, when's it going to happen? What are we going to hear? When are we going to hear it?
Yeah, I guess that's the thing of having a first album that no one expects to do well, and then it does well, and then there's this expectation. And I think, because we spent quite a lot of time here in the States, but it was a while after we'd released it in the UK, so it built up this huge gap between our first and second records. So yeah, it's just really nice to sort of put an end to the second album cycle and then just go home and make an album in London. We built this studio for us and for the record label that we run, and just had a really nice time being in one place and making an album, like kind of old school and quickly, and wanting to just put it out. I think 3 years between album 1 and 2 just felt like such a huge amount of time, and I'm someone that loves being in the studio and loves writing, and both for us and for other people, and loves producing for us and for other people. And I think it's just a really, really awesome. We just feel very lucky that we're able to do this, and yeah, I'm excited, man. We've got new music out.
You said something a minute ago that when you said you're grateful to get the second album cycle behind you and get something on it. Was there a sense of relief as far as, because obviously the anticipation was there. I'm sure there were some nerves involved with the second album after the first one did so great for you. Was there a sense of relief that you're like, all right, well, that's done. Now we can move on to the next thing. Yeah,
I think so. I mean, it's kind of weird. People tell you about this difficult second album thing so much. I think it's probably a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy for some people, but we just never expected to have any success as a band, and so the first sort of 3 years after the release of our first album was just this mad whirlwind, just to use a cliche, but of traveling, and you almost find yourselves like chasing the album around the world. And we made the second record in the context of that, and we wanted to try lots of different stuff. So our second album, I love it, but it was this sprawling 19 tracks that were all trying lots of different things. We wanted it to be like a soundtrack, and I guess we wanted to like cut our teeth and prove ourselves in lots of different spaces, and that's sort of where that album came from. And I think now that we've done that, I'm kind of allowing myself to hope that we might have a bit more of a career than just 1 or 2 albums. So now I want to make records that are more kind of concise and like little periods of time in the life of our band, and hopefully feel quite different to each other. So this song, I think, from the record is the most kind of, it feels like for me like a departure slightly, but it's still very much the most kind of like quote unquote Bastille song, I think, on the record. And I'm just excited to get the whole thing out,
Yeah, and well, when you say the most Bastille sounding, I feel like part of the appeal for Bastille, especially from one album to the next, is you really couldn't quite put your finger on exactly what you're going to introduce us to next. And I feel like this is the similar one. Again, I've only had a couple of listens myself, but it's drawn me in a little bit better than anything I heard from the last album as well. Maybe that's more the fun coming back for you guys.
Yeah, maybe, man. I think it definitely, just thinking about things a bit less is important than just enjoying it. Like, we feel like, as I said before, super, super grateful to be able to be doing this. And yeah, I just want to make, I wanted this album to feel really like personal and kind of inward looking, and it reflects my life for the last sort of year or two. And it's about escapism, and it's about like, dealing with stuff in the nighttime and that weird space that exists there where, good and bad things happen. You meet people, like, emotions are heightened and everything seems a bit madder with, like, excited, alcohol, etc. involved. Like, you know, I just wanted to try and reflect that in a really like honest way. You know, my life outside the band, I just go home and hang out with my friends who are all my mates from college. So it's not like, you know, we don't live like a ridiculous life, like a like lead singery celebrity life. That's just like not what I know at all. So I just wanted to try and create a record that felt like rough around the edges and messy and excited and a bit nihilistic and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm like really happy with it, and I'm just excited to see what people think.
And it is true, you know, everyone's just kind of doing their own thing, living life like you. Like I saw you were out at a show the other night, checking out Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, man, that was amazing. Like, I'm such a huge fan of theirs and have been, you know, growing up. They were a massive band in the UK, and you know, the last time I saw them play was in Victoria Park in London at the end of their AM album cycle, and that's in this huge outdoor space. You know, and so getting to see them play in New York in a much smaller venue was really, really exciting for me.
Yeah, that was my everyday moment when I saw it. I thought, like, Dan from Bastille could have, you know, you probably should have better seats than what I'm seeing from this picture.
Well, I watched the first half of the gig from down the front, and then weirdly the like VIP section was a balcony like miles back. So I went there to get a drink, and I ended up staying there because I'm lazy. But no, it was awesome. I go to gigs like, I mean, I run a record label for new music, and I'm at gigs like all the time. Like, I'm a massive new music nerd. So the night before the Arctic Monkeys show, I went to see Florence and the Machine, and like in London, which was awesome. And yeah, I mean, like, that's my favorite thing. When we play festivals in the summer, we do our show, but then I get to spend like the whole day before and after going around checking out bands that I love, bands I've never heard of. Like, it's like paradise for a music nerd.
Give a drop to one of your bands that you're working with right now with your music label, someone we should all listen to.
Well, we worked with this guy called Rag and Bone Man, who I know had some sort of alternative songs here, which is quite cool. But he's working on new stuff at the moment. There's a guy called Rationale who's amazing. There is this. Yeah, well, anyway, a bunch of people, but stuff that I can't say yet. But yeah, I've also been working on a side project with one of my best friends who's in another band, and we've made this album called Annie Oakley Hanging, which is coming at some point. But yeah, it's yeah, man. There's lots going on. It's nice. I did. It's not on our label, but I also wrote and produced a song for Tears for Fears as well, which is quite fun.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
I called the number that you guys had posted.
Oh yeah, did you get through? Well, you didn't.
No, because I called it today, and it said it was someone with a very heavy Southern drawl saying that number was no longer in service. Did I call the wrong?
No.
Is it done? Is it done?
No, it's not done at all. I was talking to loads of people, and as soon as this is done, I'm going to put it back on and speak to another bunch of people today.
Really? Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I'll have to try it again. Maybe I called the wrong number. Could be me.
There's a voicemail there that, as in if you don't get through to me, you get through to me being like, hey, this is Dan, leave me a message, blah, blah. So, like, yeah, I think you dialed the wrong number, man. Try again.
Well, I mean, what kind of conversations did you have? What stood out for you?
It was a really funny mix of like guys and girls who some people were like totally played it cool. Some people were incredibly excited and shocked to actually be speaking to me. I don't know. I think it's just a nice opportunity for me to like say hi to people and find out about what people are up to with their days and with their lives and all that kind of stuff. And get some feedback on the new single as well. But I spoke to a girl in Australia who was very sweet, and I spoke to a guy in Boston who couldn't quite believe that he was speaking to me. And I was like, dude, I'm so boring. Don't be excited.
Hey, I would imagine that's a lot of you. Like, this can't be you.
Yeah, I think a few of them had like tried a few times, and they're like, oh, one more try. Yeah. Anyway, so it's just going to be like a fun thing that's going to continue for a bit, I think.
Nice. Dan Smith from Bastille. I'm dogging him right now. Maybe you could talk to him a little bit later. 'Midnight's a new single. Album's on the way. I'm hearing November-ish, perhaps, maybe.
I don't know. Spreading this news. I don't even know that, but it'll be.
I thought that was you saying that.
Nah. Well, right. Maybe. I hope it's before then, but we'll see. I've also got no idea. And every time I start talking about dates, I get a manager give me a scowl across the room. So, no comment. But It'll be soon.
Excellent. Well, thanks. I know you're real busy right now. You got a lot of talking to do, whether it's from me or everyone calling your line. So, thanks so much. It's great talking to you. Congratulations on everything. Well deserved.
Much appreciated.
Of course. I got much worse things I could be doing here today. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, mate. Take care.
You
Bye.
too.